Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League here from Pocono Raceway. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe, and I am Bob. In tonight's race, the Pennsylvania 150 here at Pocono. This is going to be a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to this one, and it's all going to be important to watch out for getting onto pit road. It's a long track. You're not going to lose a lap on pit road, but that pit entry comes up quick on the exit of turn number 3. Cars out on the racetrack right now for qualifying. That includes this driver here, Philip Scott, as he rides through turn 2. So far, he's got himself a purple-looking lap. Purple meaning fastest, green meaning faster, and yellow just meaning standard. So out of turn number 3, let's jump on board with Philip Scott and take ourselves for a lap around the tricky triangle of Pocono. Or maybe we don't, because Philip Scott gonna go back and try this one all over again. Let's ride along with Ace House. Drives down into turn 1. Really have to manage the throttle, be patient, wait to get onto the gas. Come out of the corner, that was almost perfect. House may have just barely brushed the wall coming out of turn 1. Down the long pond straightaway, the second longest straightaway here at the track. Into the tunnel turn 2 based off of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All momentum through there. Now onto the short chute for the very, very flat turn 3. Uses a lot of tire. You want to get down right to that yellow line, and that paint on there is not as grippy as the asphalt, so you almost use that to help you turn through the corner to get you a great run down the front straightaway. Longest straightaway in NASCAR. You see those cones flying all the way down. You're driving well past the 1 before you have to think about slowing down into the corner. Philip Scott fastest on the board so far with a 54.542. Anthony DeBarro just behind him with a 54.6. 6 drivers so far have put in qualifying times. There's DJ McAteer out of turn 2 down the short chute. That great looking Mountain Dew Baja Midnight paint scheme really makes me want Taco Bell right now.
I feel that.
So here is McAteer out of turn 3 down the straightaway. Not going to improve by much. Anthony DeBarro improves, but still not enough. 54.57 for the number 27 machine. Ace House pulling down. And just behind him, that number 36 Peeps car, that's Steve Bivacqua. 55.349 second lap. Pocono Raceway, a beautiful location for a racetrack. One of the 2 tracks that, Joe, you and I have been lucky enough to attend races at and get some really cool photos and videos of this place.
Yeah, I know that infield almost by heart at this point. Walking back and forth like, I don't know, 30 miles in a day.
You've witnessed many a crash into turn 1 from that camera location alone.
I really did.
Just waiting for the day they open up pace car rides for the media again. Get you out there actually on the racetrack.
I don't even know what I would do.
Got to do that.
I race as an iRacing. Just get me in that driver's seat.
It'll be easy. had the pleasure of being able to do a pace car ride pre-2020 with Ty Dillon, NASCAR driver, and he drove the pace car around Pocono. It was just so cool watching him, you know, explain, oh, there's a bump here, you want to avoid this, you want to hit this bump exactly like this. And it was really, really interesting to hear him talk about this by going, yeah, all the while going 140 miles an hour in a just regular car.
Yeah, it's wild.
Which was very cool to see. But we're starting to wrap up qualifying here. As you see, the checkered flag is out. Barney the flagman aggressively waving that flag.
It really is.
He is really going to town on that thing. But let's take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's Pocono 150, as this is going to be a fun race for you. On the pole will be the number 99 of Philip Scott. On his outside is the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. Ace House and Samuel Andrews make up row number 2, with Steve Bavacqua and DJ McAteer in row number 3. Row number 4, we're going to see Jamar Dumas with Eric Jeffrey on his outside. Jason Shue and Adam Stewart make out row number 5, and John Canizaro Sr. rounding out our 11-car field for this evening. iRacing pace truck out there as well. $75 laps. Bringing us to 187.5 miles. So a little more than 150.
Nice round number.
I was going to say 150 is a much better sounding than the Pennsylvania 187.5. So just waiting for 2 more cars to join in, and then we will be racing. And you can kind of take a look here, Joe. If you look to the right, probably not going to be able to see it in this camera angle, but pit road is actually a little bit up and down. There's a little bit of a height variation. You can probably tell from this camera angle. So, you know, some drivers getting in their box may have to worry about that as this race goes on. Pit road is very wide, as you can see. And all those cones are just there to, well, to actually just block the storm drains that are out there. So it looks like just a little bit until we go back green. As you see the makes of the drivers and the starting lineup scroll across the top of your screen. I'm certainly looking forward to this one. We're going to see a lot of great battles. We're going to see some good moves and some good passing opportunities, especially into turn 2, where, you know, it takes nerves of steel to get your way through turn 2 side by side. It doesn't often work. So when they do get it side by side, it is quite interesting. And I got to say, this camera angle, the outside of the track, just knowing where everything is very, very cool to see.
Yeah.
So just like that, the field making their way out of turn number 3. Lights on the pace truck are off. And we are going to get ourselves ready to roll here at Pocono. Pace truck ducks in. Field in the hands of Philip Scott. He's going to get on the loud pedal. And we are racing here at Pocono Raceway. 75 laps. Let's see who's going to get the advantage into turn number 1. Everyone's side by side, straight back. And we'll see how long that lasts in the turn 1. Philip Scott pushes up, sideways goes Scott. Contact by the 47, and
Ooh.
into the wall hard. And somehow no caution.
Yeah, that's I guess if you hit all the cars, you don't need to caution.
So a tough break there for Philip Scott. That's going to open the gap to Anthony DeBarro. Back to Ace House now, 1.2 seconds. And a super tough break for the 99 of Philip Scott.
Get wild.
Anthony DeBarro is going to lead lap 1. Let's take a look at this one more time for Philip Scott. Let's jump on board with the 99. Drives in deep. Little contact between he and DeBarro. Contact there with the 47, and then just into the wall hard.
Oof. This is a tough break. It didn't even really look like they had a lot of contact. It's just that little tap.
So easy to do. We'll drive right on board now with the 24 DJ McAteer. And whoa! Just a little bit of contact on the right front, but that car is not going to be happy.
Yeah, you can see immediately just starting to fall.
So the gap has shrunk ever so slightly between Anthony DeBarro and Ace House. As Philip Scott officially done for the day.
Yeah, with that much black smoke, I don't think he was coming back.
No, it sounded like he had the left front damaged in the slide with and the contact with Ace House. And then when they just made that contact, he bounced it off the outside wall. And, I mean, there was nothing for DJ McAteer to do.
Yeah.
Does have a little bit of damage on that right front. As you can see right underneath the headlight, right by the tail, or the nose number on the right-hand side. But so far, it's not affecting him all that much. He's still staying strong, hanging in there with Eric Jeffrey and Adam Stewart just behind him.
Yeah, we'll see how his pacing will be in a few laps. There might be some damage that we don't really see yet.
That is for sure. Meanwhile, out front, Anthony DeBarro's opened up about a 1.5 second gap over Ace House. But here comes Adam Stewart trying to put the pressure on the 33 of Jeffrey. 33 on the car, 133 in the scorebook. Those who don't know, the 33 here in TNR is a retired number for broadcaster, road course driver, and racer extraordinaire Peter Short. Longtime OG member of TNR from back in the day. Still a couple of us around. But a good side-by-side battle here between Jeffrey and Stewart. Stewart trying hard to get the move. He's going to have position into turn 2. That's going to push Jeffrey up wide. And that'll allow the 9 to get, or the 4 to get around him. And because of that little fight, that's going to let McAteer get into him as well. Here comes McAteer to the inside. So we'll slot McAteer up to 7th. One driver off pace just a little bit. That's the 91 of Samuel Andrews ahead. He's going to put the pressure now on Jason Shu. This here, the battle for fourth. Just about 2/10 separating the 3 of Shu from the 91 of Andrews. Now here comes Andrews to the inside. Shu's going to have a better run up top. Jason Shu, another guy that knows this track like the back of his hand. Spent some time chatting with him in the garage area here at Pocono, with him helping out a few different Xfinity teams, or O'Reilly Auto Parts Series teams in the past years. Local short track racer himself. So we'll see here if Andrews is able to put some pressure on the 3. And the Carson Hocevar Ride the Dente scheme, little Hocevar tribute. Which, Joe, have you seen the Hocevar celebration?
I have not.
After winning at Talladega, he drove all the way down the front straightaway, turned around, sat in the windowsill of his car, leaned out of the car, and somehow drove the car from the window of his car all the way across the front stretch of the track. Almost had it stopped until he drove it into the wall and then decided, I'll do a burnout into the wall. It was the most insane celebration I have ever seen.
A man after my own heart.
Starting lap 9, a great battle here still for fourth. As Jason Shu has it. Looks like Jamar Dumas just joining in. He's going to be getting into his car. Couple of laps down, however, just needs a couple of laps to get around Philip Scott. Which, if you're just joining us, Philip Scott had an issue turn 1, lap 1, where he got sideways. The 47 of Ace House made a little bit of contact and into the wall, and out of the race he went. As now Andrews able to make a move around Jason Shu. So we'll move the 91, but not so fast. Here they are side by side, fourth. Out of turn number 3, Andrews moves up a spot. Some great camera angles here brought to you by our friends at Track Cams for Gourmets. Check them out online at trackcams22.com. And if you like the camera pack, you can buy it through the affiliate link in the description down below. Helps us out, helps you out. And should be a good time. A lot of really, really cool camera angles here.
Yeah, they're always so good with these.
Some drone cam action here for the 91. One of the closest battles on the track right now. Looks like DJ McAteer trying to mount a charge on the 33 of Eric Jeffrey. About half a second back is the 24 of McAteer. But here's, the part of the race where that little bit of right front damage, you can see that splitter, it's raised up just a hair on the right-hand side. That very well could affect the handling of the car. And, oh, right there, just a little too much out of 2. The car shoves up, and so easy to get into the wall.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? You practice on the track for the last half hour, 40 minutes. You know how the car is going to handle, and then you take a tiny bit of damage, and now the whole time you've been practicing isn't the same.
Not at all. And that just, it gets so frustrating when that happens.
I've been there. I know it. Like, all right, and I hit that line. Or I blow right past the line. Okay, we're not hitting that line.
Yeah. All right, I guess we're not doing that. Close battle here now is, look who's coming. That's the 4 of Adam Stewart. Him, Jeffrey McAteer just a few laps ago were fighting over positions. Now they've caught up to the 3 of Jason Shu. This is a battle for 5th. You see there, just a couple of tenths separate these 3 drivers. Good run there by Adam Stewart. He's going to have some momentum trying to track down the 3 of Shu. Stewart going to chuck it in. He'll push up the track just a little bit. No contact there, but just enough to get Shu out of the groove. So we'll move the 4 of Adam Stewart up to P number 5. Now side by side behind him between Jeffrey and Shu. And oh, trouble!
Ooh.
Jason Shu, Eric Jeffrey, a little bit of contact.
Oh, man.
The hood pops up on front of the 3, and some very heavy damage for both of those machines.
It looked like such little contact, but such explosive damage.
Let's take one more look here, and let's jump into the cockpit of the 3 of Jason Shu just to see what happened. 33 was keeping straight, and Jason Shu just riding the Dente down to the inside.
It's one way to get the hood closed.
Right? Just drive it into something. Take one more look at this one from the camera, and this will be a good angle here. Let's slow it down, and we'll see here. It looked like Shu is turning in a little earlier, and the 33 just tried to stay straight. I think Shu was just assuming the 33 was going to turn in when he was. And unfortunate situation for both. And right there, the 3 just along for the ride. The 33 able to just hang out there for a little bit, but
yeah,
tough break for all. So Eric Jeffrey still on pit road. Jason Shu also in the garage. So we'll get our first caution here on lap 14. If they were going to do 2 stops, it'd probably be 25-50 to the end.
Yeah.
But something tells me they can probably do ballpark 30 to 35 laps. So if they do 30, they still can't make it on 1.
Right.
Or 35. So we'll see here if the drivers decide to chuck down pit road. And looks like everybody's coming.
Oh.
Jamar Dumas staying out just because he's 1 lap down. So he gets the free pass.
See it.
So Dumas now 7 laps behind the field. Which, hey, if we get enough cautions, he'll still be in it.
Right.
Though we may run out of cars if that's the case.
That is a concern.
So the whole field down on pit road, everyone taking tires. Oh, looks like the 47 of Ace House drove through his pit box. Now the crew gets along to his right-hand side. Everyone else down onto the left side. Down and away goes the field. Adam Stewart with a fantastic drive out. And Bevacqua just barely beats him off of pit road. Some more drone camera work here. As you see the rest of the field making their way and trying to just catch back up to the pace truck. And with that issue getting onto pit road, Ace House goes from 2nd down to 6th in that pit road sequence.
Yeah, that hurt him.
But he does have speed. And he does actually have the fastest lap in the race. He did that. His fastest lap was a 55.09 compared to everyone else's 55.2, 55.4, 55.1, 55.9. This track can get pretty long, pretty drawn out. Couple of programming notes. Make sure to check out our Tabletop Trio social medias coming out. We have the Boston Sauce Party Hot Sauce Festival at Trillium Brewing up in Boston this weekend. And we're going to be doing some hot sauce judging on Wednesday night, so you should see a couple of social media posts and videos and all the fun stuff talking about our trials and tribulations of about 18 different hot sauces that'll be tested by both you, Joe, and our co-host Graham, and a couple other cool judges as well.
Indeed. I have well, it's really easy to judge hot sauce when you have ADHD because you could never remember which one's your favorite.
I've already laid claim to at least 2 bottles that we've received for judging, so I'm going to call dibs on those as soon as we're done with judging. But meanwhile, back to the race, starting lap 18. Anthony DeBarro jumps ahead. He gets a great run. Now they're side by side, almost 3 wide for second, as Steve Bevacqua takes the position. Adam Stewart putting the pressure on him. Now he's going to be attacked by the 47 of Ace House. A couple of pseudo teammates for those 2 drivers. As behind them, DJ McAteer looks like he was shot out of a cannon, has a great run, gets around Samuel Andrews. Now he's putting the pressure on House a little bit further back. Here comes House diving to the inside of Adam Stewart. And a little bit of contact, a little more contact for both of them. Able to keep it straight. McAteer has to avoid. He's going to go wide. And Adam Stewart going to fall back ever so slightly.
That could have been rough.
That could have been very, very bad for a lot of drivers had they not kept it going in the right direction. So good battle brewing here. Up front, Steve Bevacqua, only about 0.6 behind leader Anthony DeBarro. Really get a good sense of speed here. As far as weather is concerned, 101 degree track temp. So things are not very grippy out there.
Yeah. At least the light asphalt isn't like terrible.
Yeah, that is certainly a lot better than like a track that is either recently paved or just darker asphalt. It holds on to that heat so much more. But look at the speed. 190 miles an hour as he dives off into turn one.
That's a lot of speed.
See DeBarro there, almost 185 miles an hour into turn two, 186 before backing off. Oh, DJ McAteer in the back. He slams the wall hard. Get some more damage on that right front, but it looks like he's able to hang on to it and keep the pressure on the four of Adam Stewart. As Jamar Dumas ducks down onto pit road. A little surprising that if he's pitting and calling it quits, because after that incident between Jason Shue and Eric Jeffrey, Dumas has passed Shue, but he has not. There he goes. Now he has passed Jeffrey just on pit road. So Jamar Dumas may have sat there. He does have a black flag, so I wonder if he just got a little too much damage or had a speeding penalty, or not entirely sure actually what happened there. There is the 91 of Samuel Andrews. He's trying to track down Ace House. About 0.2 of a second separate those two drivers. A little bit further back, DJ McAteer trying to chase down the four of Adam Stewart. Some good mid-pack racing here at Pocono. Anthony DeBarro out front by 1.6 seconds. Very excited too. All good.
Just choked for like a straight minute and a half on nothing.
Because why not?
Yeah, this is where I'm at these days.
Gotta love it. Real life NASCAR coming here mid-June. Always a fun time. The ARCA Series, Xfinity, and NASCAR Cup Series. I don't believe the trucks are coming this year.
Sad.
Those are always a ton of fun.
They're just so loud in like the best way. Like, don't get me wrong, the NASCAR cars are like obviously louder ones, but I don't know, it's different frequencies. It's hard to explain, but the different frequencies just make you feel different.
And I think what it is the fact that the trucks all, for the most part at least, run the same engine. So it's all the same tune and same sound and same noise and all that sort of thing. Whereas Cup Series or O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, they run, you know, their own engines.
Yeah, that
So,
makes
yes.
sense.
Saturday, June 13th, Sunday, June 14th for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and NASCAR Cup Series here at Pocono. And then coming up in just a couple of weeks at Dover, NASCAR All-Star Race. The Truck Series Friday, May 15th. O'Reilly Auto Parts on Saturday the 16th. First ever All-Star Race coming to Dover. Personally, I cannot wait for that race. Mostly because I'm going to be there, but still.
Fair.
Meanwhile, out
So
front, Anthony DeBarro led now up to a 3.5 second lead. Go ahead, Joe.
What's the differences between regular races and all-star races?
So this year, the All-Star Race, and actually All-Star Race in general, everyone is still going to be racing. They changed the format around. I don't fully understand the format for the All-Star Race this year.
Well, if you don't, then I'm gone.
But it basically they're running heats where everyone runs, and then after a certain time, or after a certain lap, the cars at the back of the field are eliminated. But it's just an exhibition race. The points don't matter. Only the winner of the race gets $1 million, and everyone else says, sorry, go home.
Well, arguably, I think that's more important than the points.
Yeah, only the driver, only the winner is the one who's getting $1 million.
That's like saying, like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter. However, the funniest one will get $1 million.
Looking to see if I can try to zoom things in here, but essentially the All-Star Race segment 1 is 75 laps, then another 75 laps, and then 200 laps to finish it off. The way qualifying works is pretty cool. Competitors exit pit road, take the green flag at the start-finish line, and run a full lap at speed. Then they come down and do a pit crew challenge for the second lap. And the qualifying time is from the green flag lap until the checkered flag lap. So there's a pit stop involved in the qualifying for the All-Star Race.
Huh.
They have to do a 4-tire pit stop with no fuel. The fastest stop with no penalty, the pit crew wins the pit crew challenge. And the results of the pit crew challenge determine the pit selection for the All-Star Race, because NASCAR doesn't just assign pit stalls to teams. Depending on qualifying is how the teams pick their pit stall, which is a lot more important than you think because of how narrow pit road is. You don't want to have two competitive cars pitting right next to each other because you could get blocked in.
Never even thought about that.
So the full field starts segments 1 and 2, and then the top 26 from segment 1 get inverted, so the car who finishes first will restart segment 2 and 26th. The car who finishes 26th gets to start first.
That's fun.
So it could be some interesting sandbagging going on to be like, all right, I want to finish 26th.
Yeah, right. I want to start the second one up front.
And then the drivers with the lowest combined finishing positions from the first 2 segments are the only ones who race in the final 200-lap segment. All for $1 million.
I feel like that's a lot for most people, but with these NASCAR guys, I don't know. That doesn't sound like a lot these days.
And that all the qualifying itself is going to go down on Saturday, May 16th before the O'Reilly race. But the trucks are racing at Dover, Joe.
Yay!
It's going to be on Friday.
I'm here for it.
Over in the chat, E-Man saying, is it typical for this league only to have about 10 to 15 drivers every week? Not typically. It's been a little down over the last couple of weeks, but we usually average about, I'd say, 15 to 20 drivers. But for whatever reason, only the last couple of weeks, the car counts have been a little bit lower than typical. I think with the weather being nicer and, you know, just people starting to get busier, some schedules aside. But typically there are more drivers out on track than just the 10, 11 drivers we have here.
That being said, if you are interested in racing, feel free.
Yeah. Take a look for the Shoes LC Grand National Series from Total Nonstop Racing. Got a great battle here for second. Ace House able to get around Steve Bivacqua. And now House trying to snake along the front straightaway. You see that a lot, mostly in IndyCar, where drivers will snake down the front straightaway to try to get the guy behind him to not get some draft. Oh, there's Bivacqua right over the back bumper of the 47 of House. As House, or Bivacqua rather, overdrives turn 2. That's going to let House get out to a pretty decent lead. Now Bivacqua down low. A little bit further back, Adam Stewart putting the pressure on the 91 of Samuel Andrews. And just to kind of follow up on the car counts, we are missing a handful of drivers that have raced a lot this season. Jeremy Knut we're missing, John Cannizzaro Jr., Shane Ewing, most actually of the Dizzy Motorsports drivers.
Yeah.
As well. Garrett Gleason, another driver that we're missing out on. So with those guys missing, that brings us to about the 16 to 18 cars that we're used to getting. Adam Stewart side by side this time with Samuel Andrews. At the line, it looks like Andrews will have him. This is a battle for fourth, as Ace House has jumped up to about a second and a half, almost 2 seconds over Steve Bivacqua. And now McAteer ducks down onto pit road. Everyone pitted back on lap 15.
It's interesting gas-wise.
Yeah, that's looking like a 42-lap sprint to the finish. So maybe that's one of those, all right. McAteer's going to say, all right, you know, I've got some damage. Why not get it fixed? Jump down pit road now. Try to, you know, get something done and try to reverse the race and, you know that, all right, I can make it the rest of the way on fuel. Might as well do it now and see what happens. Try to get some strategy going. As, the 91, Samuel Andrews goes up and snags the wall.
Yeah, I noticed that starting to become a trend with him these last few laps. I wonder if his tires are starting to give out.
Yeah, it's been about 20 laps, so this is the longest these drivers have ran on these tires. Don't forget there was a caution on lap 15, so, you know, it's probably around now where if you're not taking care of your tires, that right front is not going to be happy. There's Steve Bevacqua currently running in the 3rd position on the podium. Trying to track down Ace House, and then all the way in the distance, that orange speck of a race car. That is the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. DeBarro out to a 7.6 second lead. Last time by, he ran a 57 flat versus Ace House's 57.5 and Bevacqua's 57.5. So each lap he is picking up a ton of time. Now Samuel Andrews ducks down onto pit road. So, Joe, looks like right now they're right about in that pit window.
Yeah.
And right there, you see how the track kind of rises and falls on pit road.
Yeah, it's wild. I was on walking there, and I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where while you're there, it just everything else is so massive you don't necessarily feel that. But on the track you can, or in that camera angle rather, you can certainly tell. As Andrews down and away, Anthony DeBarro will put him 1 lap down. And there's Ace House and the rest of the crew. A little bit further back, there is the 4 of Adam Stewart trying to get around DJ McAteer. McAteer 1 lap down. He's trying to catch up to the 91 of Andrews, who will be the lucky dog if another yellow were to come out. There's Andrews just behind the 27. And you heard there, Joe, the 27 starting to shift. Speeds are slowing down a lot more. That lower gear is certainly going to help get the drive out of the corner. And we'll hear if DeBarro shifts anywhere else on the track or if it's just in turn 3. Down the short chute now. Just shifts into 3rd. And that'll allow Andrews to get around him to pick up his lap the hard way. So that'll put McAteer back on the lucky dog watch.
Now, does he have enough to go all the way around again?
Don't forget, though, DeBarro and everyone else really is still going to have to pit. Top 4 have not pit yet. So depending on how things cycle out, Andrews may actually pick up some spots.
Yeah.
As if you see there, Joe, it got a little darker. The clouds starting to roll in over Pocono.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So look for the
rain.
It is Pocono. Crazier things have happened. Luckily, though, I think, knock on wood, we have yet to experience rain when you and I attend a race.
Yeah, thankfully.
I'll take a look here at the weather now for the track. And yeah, track temp has already gone down 4 degrees to 97. Air temp has dropped as well. Now it's 73 degrees outside. 8-mile-an-hour wind, too, so it's particularly windy out there.
Yeah, that ain't nothing.
So 35 laps to go here at Pocono. Anthony DeBarro has led flag to flag thus far. Philip Scott took the green and unfortunately had a pretty violent wreck that ended his day, turn 1, lap 1. And Joe, while this is going on...
Go on.
No, I was going to say, while this is going on, let's take a look here at a bit of a race recap. First one, you see here Philip Scott in the 99, turn 1, lap 1. Just a little bit of contact between he and the 27. And right there, that contact with Ace House and the 24 of McAteer, that just ended the car and ruined the race for Philip Scott. And then jumping ahead on lap 14... if we can get that one to work.
If it cooperates.
If it wants to cooperate, that would be very nice. Here it is. Between Jason Shue and Eric Jeffrey. Shue turned in, Jeffrey kept going straight, and unfortunately ruined the day for both of those drivers. And that's where we are now. We've been green flag ever since Anthony DeBarro has led everything. He's out to an 11-second lead over Ace House, who's now 3 seconds in front of Steve Bivacqua, who's then 3 seconds back to Adam Stewart, who's then 36 seconds back to Samuel Andrews, who's, well, just kind of on his own island out here.
Yeah.
If you take a look here at the track map, see Andrews in front of our leader, Anthony DeBarro. Andrews pit back on lap 36. So DeBarro, much older tires. Now Steve Bivacqua making his way down onto pit road. So pit stops now happening for the rest of the field. As the pace car driver slowly apparates in front of our camera.
So you wanted to see something?
Nah, not allowed. Very rude, frankly, of the pace car driver to get in our way. So 31 to go. DeBarro should almost definitely be in his pit window as DeBarro goes around and puts Steve Bivacqua a lap down, at least for now. .30-lap fresher tires does Bivacqua have. So we should see him make his way down pit road too. Him being DeBarro. So we'll see if the 27 ducks onto pit road this time. He will not. But look at this run the 36 gets. Ace House onto pit road as Bevacqua does get around DeBarro. Adam Stewart follows him. Very long pit road, only 55 miles an hour.
You see how bumpy it is.
Yeah. So there's Ace House. Team goes around to the left-hand side, taking 4 tires. And away goes House. Andrews gets around him. Is Bevacqua going to be able to get around the 47? So that's actually going to move Samuel Andrews up to second, with Anthony DeBarro yet to pit. So interesting strategy here where everyone has pit except for Anthony DeBarro.
Yeah, now.
And I know shifting in iRacing isn't going to affect fuel use all that much. It's more based on throttle position than it is RPMs and engine and all that sort of thing like it would in real life. But we'll see here as DeBarro stays out another lap.
Man, could you imagine getting behind somebody in iRacing and then just throwing the car in neutral?
You know,
eke out that gas mileage.
Honestly, that's exactly what a lot of times these drivers will do. They'll lift going into the corner, and with these cars, if you lift and you put the car in and throw the clutch in, the engine doesn't run. So it does actually wind up saving you, you know, a hair of fuel.
It's like their version of a start-stop button.
Basically. You know, it winds up kind of saving just a hair of fuel, where if you do that for over a long enough run, that could actually help you save a lap, half a lap, something like that, which, you know, if you're sitting there, you're saying, oh, it's only a lap, it's not going to mean anything. In the long run, that could save you from having to pit a second time.
Yeah.
You know, meanwhile, a little bit further back, Steve Bevacqua trying to track down the 47 of Ace House. About half a second separates them, and then Samuel Andrews there as well. You see there, last time all these drivers came down pit road as well. House on 45, Bevacqua 43, Andrews 36. All of these drivers should be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. As DJ McAteer is on pit road. As DeBarro out of turn number 2, or turn number 1 rather, down the Long Pond straightaway. 20 coming to 25 laps remaining.
Really wonder when DeBarro's going to pit.
Right now.
There he goes.
As if on cue.
I was like, he's got to be low on fuel.
Yeah, so the magic number there is 30, what is that, 35 laps for DeBarro. Pitted on lap 15, has to pit on lap 51. So DeBarro now on pit road. We'll see if Ace House is able to close the gap. Here's House through the short chute. Now into turn 3. DeBarro on pit road still. Now the question is, can House and Bivacqua hold off DeBarro? DeBarro down and away. DeBarro does leave pit road. DeBarro still a 4-second lead over House and company.
Yeah, House, though he fell behind, has worked his way back up to the second place, which is, big.
Yeah, huge, great night for House. I mean, we saw he had that pit road issue during the yellow where he drove through his box, had to back up and went from 2nd down to 6th. But, I mean, he's had himself a great race here, just slowly, methodically moving his way up through the field.
Mm-hmm.
And, if that guy named Anthony DeBarro wasn't out there, House would be, out there having himself one heck of a run. Still is.
Yeah.
But he'd still be having himself one heck of a run.
Mm-hmm.
Closest battle here on the track is between Bivacqua and House. Just over 1 second separating them. And this is definitely one of those races now where it kind of just comes down to mental fortitude. Not a whole lot going on, not a lot of wrecks, not a lot of side-by-side racing. You just kind of have to focus, get into that momentum, keep that rhythm going. Because the last thing you need is to not pay attention, fall asleep. Well, not literally fall asleep, but not really pay attention or anything like that. Next thing you know, you get in the wall, you slam the right front, you destroy the car, and there you go.
You shouldn't fall asleep literally.
Yeah, certainly not ideal there. Now Samuel Andrews coming in and closing in on the 4 of Adam Stewart. Scott Stewart in the chat cheering on Adam. Saying Adam Stewart up to P4. Adam having himself one heck of a race. Started 10th, currently running in 4th. Kept his car clean, avoiding any incidents or wrecks or anything like that. He's opened himself now almost a 3-second gap over the 91 of Samuel Andrews. Ace House picking up now 2.5 seconds over Steve Bivacqua. But out front, Anthony DeBarro, a 6.3 second lead over the field. There is the gap between those two drivers. Back there, Steve Bivacqua. 4th place, there he is. That's Adam Stewart. Just behind him is Samuel Andrews. As of right now, it actually looks like those are the only cars currently on the racetrack. DJ McAteer has taken his car behind the wall. Jamar Dumas out of the race. Eric Jeffrey, Jason Shue, Philip Scott, all out of the race as well.
Yeah, not quite sure what happened to McAteer.
Yeah, he had struggled quite a bit in this race. Had some damage, obviously, after the Philip Scott incident. Tagged the wall a couple of times furthermore as well. So odds are that car just was not happy about anything going on.
It's just all of it.
So 19 laps remain here in the Pennsylvania 150. DeBarra saying that this is his home track, and you can certainly tell because he has been lights out all race long.
Yeah.
DeBarra just out there looking like he's on a Sunday drive at this point. And he can certainly back it down as much as he wants. 5.5 seconds separate him and Ace House. I'm going to 17 laps remaining. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, just a crazy start to this race, and then just piled down as we went.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, let's take a look here and go for a race recap. As starting this race, turn 1, lap 1, Philip Scott has a bit of an issue getting into turn 1. Him and DeBarra side by side, little bit of contact there between the two drivers. Scott sliding in front of the field. Unfortunately, McAteer gets some hard damage, and that takes out Philip Scott. A little bit later on, yellow flag came out for the 33 of Eric Jeffrey. Him and Jason Shue tangled with one another. As Shue just kind of turned in sooner than the 33 was expecting. And an unfortunate end of the race for both of those drivers. But that was back on lap 15. Now we're at 16 laps remaining. And it's been all DeBarra. The gap is starting to shrink ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And that time, Ace House did a 56.8 versus DeBarra's 56.9. So almost 2/10. This was 56.99. You see there, 0.17 faster was House. And he's picking up a couple of tenths each and every lap, but I just don't think in 16 laps he's going to be able to continue on and carry on that extension.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, right
15
there,
to go. We'll see.
right there, DeBarra picks up some more time and gets back that 1.7 seconds almost. "15 laps remaining here at Pocono." .8 seconds now separates Ace House from Anthony DeBarro. House hustling, just probably not going to be able to make it in time. 57.18 for DeBarro. Is that a 56.6 that time? That was, that time, Ace House half a second faster than DeBarro. I mean, if he keeps that up, he's absolutely going to be catching, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that lap in and lap out.
Yeah.
House last pit on lap 45. So that's 15 laps ago versus DeBarro 11 laps ago. So DeBarro does have fresher tires.
Survey says.
That time about a 10th House was faster than DeBarro. So 4.9 is the gap this time. And they're running fairly equal laps. That lap 61, I think DeBarro might have just gotten through the corner a little awkwardly or just had a bit of an issue.
Maybe he was the one getting a little sleepy. Though I doubt it, because every time we talk to him, he sounds like he is sweating bullets after the race.
With good help there, too. I mean, DeBarro is incredibly quick. That time, though, House just a little bit slower. So those lap times are certainly starting to plateau a little bit with 12 laps remaining. So 11 to go. DeBarro picks up another 10th over Ace House. Believe it or not, this is the closest battle on the racetrack. 4.9 seconds separate these two. Have to go another 5.5 seconds back to Steve Bevacqua. And then another 6 seconds back from Bevacqua to Adam Stewart. Samuel Andrews currently sitting in 5th place. And laps remaining for Anthony DeBarro. Gap opened up now almost 5 seconds over Ace House. Next week, TNR takes a trip to North Wilkesboro Speedway, the short track. Bit of a all-star NASCAR, or a Star Wars, rather, themed race, since the race is on May 4th. So that is going to be a lot of fun there. In our remaining schedule here for TNR, North Wilkesboro next week. May 11th is the NASCAR or the COTA race, so road course racing. Then New Hampshire Motor Speedway, then the Talladega doubleheader, sponsored by Welts Clothing. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and then wrapping things up June 15th at Homestead Miami Speedway.
That's a fun rest of the schedule.
Yeah, 7 races left, 6 weeks remain. Certainly trying to get those car counts up as well. But one step at a time. Seven and a half laps remaining here at Pocono. DeBarro's now open up a 5.1 second lead over Ace House. And then another 7 seconds back from House to Steve Bivacqua. Bivacqua having himself a really solid race. Started 5th, moved his way up to 3rd currently. Adam Stewart just behind him in 4th. He started P10. There's Samuel Andrews rounding out our top 5. Andrews 1 lap down. Everyone else out of the race due to a number of issues. Philip Scott crashed. Eric Jeffrey, Jason Shue crashed. Jamar Dumas, DJ McAteer both had some other issues out on track. That leads us to these 5 drivers out on the track at the moment. 5 laps remaining here for Anthony DeBarro.
Barring anything catastrophic, seems like he was able to keep pace and keep House at bay, who for a second there was catching up pretty rapidly.
Yeah, he was really picking up a lot of time. At one point, he was half a second faster. So should everything continue as is, this will be DeBarro's 5th win, his 9th top 5, his 10th top 10. And that is going to open up the points gap even more as this race goes along. But a couple of drivers out missing tonight: Shane Ewing, Matt Schlosser, Tim Branson, John Cannizzaro Jr., Jeremy Canute, Robert Tripp, another driver, Jacob Bettis, another driver, were missing as well. So there are a lot of drivers that we haven't seen this week or last week after Michigan, as well as, like we mentioned, like Floppy Tellier, Garrett Gleason, Johnny Williams. So with all those drivers we mentioned, we go from an 11-car field like we have tonight up to a 20 to 23 car field. As you see in the background, Andrews ducks down onto pit road with 3 laps remaining.
But he was a lap behind. I think he had some damage, but he was just staying out there to get laps in.
And I think it's one of those things where he doesn't have anyone that could pass him. 5th place is just about where he's going to be finishing regardless. And like you said, barring anything catastrophic, he's not going to be able to advance much. So maybe that's even one of those he's sitting there and saying, all right, well, I might as well just sit here. There's 2 laps to go now. So why not?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he does. Andrews takes his car behind the wall.
Hmm.
Two laps remaining for Anthony DeBarro. Ace House 4.5 seconds back. And then 9 seconds back to Steve Bivacqua, and another 4 to Adam Stewart. There you see the gap. Out of turn number 3, white flag is in the air for Anthony DeBarro. One more lap around this tricky triangle here at Pocono Raceway. DeBarro just has to hit his marks. Don't make any mistakes. Take it nice and easy. Just like he's been in cruise control all race long.
Yeah, consistency of DeBarro is a little insane.
You see there, he's led 75 laps. Gonna lead the last one, too. One more time through turn 3. Angled off of the, or designed rather, off over the Milwaukee Mile. But out of turn number 3, down the front straightaway, Anthony DeBarro is going to win at Pocono.
What a showing.
Ace House comes home in second. Steve Bivacqua out of turn 3. He is going to finish in third, with Adam Stewart just missing out on the podium. And he will finish 4th.
What a crazy race to have this many out drivers.
That is for sure. As we'll get these drivers set up and into the waiting room. as Joe, I believe you've caught up with our third place driver of the number 36 machine, Steve Bevacqua.
Hey, Steve, congratulations on the podium finish. Pocono's tri-oval layout is really unique. Which of the three turns kind of was giving you the most trouble today? We might have lost Steve.
All right, we'll put Steve back into the waiting room. And Joe, actually, let's have you chat with our second place driver, the 47 machine of Ace House.
Hey, congratulations on the P2 finish. Strong showing today. Kind of walk us through your race.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I guess the turn one lap one with Philip Scott. I don't know what happened there, but I tried downshifting to avoid it, but just happened to hit him. Hope I didn't ruin his race, but other than that, it was pretty solid. And I messed up on my pitting on that first caution. Other than that, I don't know. I got lucky today.
I mean, towards the end of the race, you were picking up some solid time on Tabaro. I think at one point you caught up. It was like a half-second lap difference. Were you just kind of in the zone that last leg of the race?
I don't know. I think Anthony might have just been, taking it easy on the guy. But I mean, that's why I think. But I don't know. I felt like I was kind of off, so I'm not sure.
I know Pocono is like a real tricky track. Do you feel like you had a good race out there on the tricky track, or do you think you still need some practice on this one?
I was never good at this track. But I mean, I guess I was the second best out of 4 cars here that finished. But nah, I really need to practice on this track because I like it, but I don't know. That one turn 2 is just, I don't know. I can't get that down as most of these guys get it.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you have some shout outs for us.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my friends. They watch every now and then, and shout out to you guys. Y'all do a good job on the broadcast. I enjoy watching the stream right after I get off, so that's probably what I'm getting ready to do now. And then give a shout out to Garrett Gleason for putting this link together. I enjoy it. Hope it doesn't end anytime soon.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good night.
All right, that's Ace House, our second place finisher here tonight. And let's take a look to see if we can pick up one more time our third place finisher, Steve Bevacqua. Hey, Steve, it's Bob and Joe up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I do have a copy.
Well, Steve, congrats there on the third place finish. Was a pretty tough battle all race long. Walk us through your night.
Well, I felt comfortable here, but I just wasn't fast enough. I guess that's it. I really didn't get a lot of practice, and I really don't know how people are handling turn 2. So I think I was losing some time there for sure.
Yeah, and definitely we saw, some pretty crazy action there. First with the incident with Philip in the turn 1, and then again also into turn 1 seemed to kind of be a bit of a killer tonight between the 33 and Jason Shu, Eric Jeffrey and Jason Shu. You mentioned turn 2 being tough. What made it so tough there for you?
The unfamiliarity. I've driven here before where all you had to do was lift and then you can hit it. This seemed to require a certain amount of braking to try to make the car spin while you're braking. And I never really mastered that, I guess.
Yeah, definitely a difficult corner for sure. Just kind of, looking forward to next week, North Wilkesboro, the short track. What are your thoughts getting ready to head there for the Star Wars theme night?
My first thought is, oh no, not North Wilkesboro. Um, wow, it means I'm gonna have to practice. That's what that means?
Fair enough. Well, Steve, before I let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Well, shout out to Anthony DeBarro on the win, and to my boy Shane Ewing. I don't know what the hell happened, but I was disappointed that he wasn't here today.
Well, Steve, congrats on the third place finish, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you after North Wilkesboro next week.
Yeah, for the right reasons, I hope. Thank you.
That's Steve Vivacqua, our winner here tonight at Pocono. And Joe, I believe you've made your way down to Victory Lane, and you'll be chatting with our winner here tonight, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony. Welcome back to the booth. Congratulations on the big win. You went wire to wire on this one. What was the key to kind of maintaining your lap time with such a massive lead?
Just kind of, I don't know if you saw, I came off pit road there in the last stop and actually hit the wall, and I kind of just talked myself down. I said, I just gotta just run a slower pace, instead of throw it away, and
Yeah.
and we were able just to, I had a lap. I was trying to shoot for like the 57 zeros, just keep my tires under, because that thing was a dump truck. Like it would not turn, and it wore the right front out. Like I don't know if something was up with the setup or what, but definitely a big change from Michigan. That car handled perfect. This one was it was plowing, and you could really easily get that right front mad, and then you just lose lap time from there.
Absolutely. Well, talking about the pits, I think you went right around 35 laps without pitting. Was that kind of the plan going in, or were you just trying to see how far you could push the car?
Once I noticed how big my lead was, I kind of said I'm just gonna run it out. God forbid a caution comes out, because then I was like, I'll just have an extra set of tires at that point.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what I ran it to. I absolutely had no fuel left, and those tires were screaming. They had nothing left. So, and I knew the last one would be shorter, and I kind of could just do what I did, and just well, obviously I came off pit road and tried to be a hero, and I hit the wall. So I wasn't my plan. It was my plan after that fact.
um, Barring the wall tap, a lot of the other guys are complaining about turn two and how it's such a pain. Are you in agreement, or did you feel like you kind of nailed turn two?
Everywhere. I mean, it's so tricky to be consistent here, like especially with how this thing handled. Like to hit your marks every lap is like you could miss it by 6 inches, and um, it screws your whole corner up.
Hmm. Yeah, they don't call it the tricky track for no reason. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, shout out to Philip. I hate to see him go out in the first corner there. It looks like he washed up a little bit, and then we came together, and I definitely don't want to see him go out on lap one, and I want to race that whole race, and hopefully gets back up there next week. And you guys in the booth, Garrett and all the admins for putting this deal on, and like I said, letting us have play time on Monday nights and have fun, and act like pretend race car drivers.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Anthony DeBarro, our winner here tonight at Pocono Raceway. And Joe, let's take a look at the final results for tonight's race. Getting the win is Anthony DeBarro. Second place goes to Ace House, with Steve Bevacqua rounding out the podium. Adam Stewart just misses out on the podium in fourth, and Samuel Andrews comes home fifth. DJ McAteer in sixth, Jamar Dumas in seventh, Eric Jeffrey eighth, Jason Shue ninth, Philip Scott in 10th, and John Canizaro Sr. did not start the race. Well, that will just about do it for us. You can join us next Monday night right around 8:20 Eastern here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network, as we are broadcasting live from North Wilkesboro. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Pennsylvania 150 at Pocono Raceway for the Total Nonstop Racing League. Have a great night.